Morgana, who was married to Frank Moskos.
Oh, yay! So,
And the Frank Moskos in Exile bar was our previous bar living room,
right.
just as this is now. And please.
This is a song from Eastern Europe, but it's a song that Frank taught us, and Carol, Morgana would sing along, probably you too, all those years ago. So I'll give you a translation afterwards. Myslio ja dalsze dziwo i czasem runia wina zaraz ukazać Marina i bieza violina Damo suker damo reczu osmo toga nachu nechu Mieci oltre miti maike Spiaike musicale and the translation I once thought life was this 2 or 3 glasses of wine, the wailing of violins, and the laughter of us young girls. Today, tomorrow I die, no funeral marches for me. Neither father nor mother cry, but just play for me the music. Io caminatino Io teniti mai che Io teniti mai che Spiai che musicale. All right. Everyone has to sing along in the la la. La 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 la. Hey! La 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 la. Everybody, catch my breath. Okay. La 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 a song I wrote, not a bardic tale, but a song I wrote after I looked at my own dad at return. And so this is Schieber. Like a hawk upon the wind, like a firefly in the night. Lady turns the light, like a flash on the river, on the path which she belongs. Neither worries nor distractions, but together of song. Of her mind, but in the silence, all is still. Her inspiration is her guide, like a phoenix up from ashes, like a leaf born from a tree. Limitations disappear. Eagle comes to share his vision. Shining star bear shares her light. Revelations are revealed in the day and in the night. Like a phoenix up from ashes, like a leaf blown from a tree. Limitations disappear, ladies flying free. She can fly beyond the rainbow, in stars among her dreams. Hear her laughter and her longing, she's much more than what she sees. Like a phoenix up from ashes, like a leaf blown from a tree. Limitations disappear, ladies flying free. Ladies flying free. Ladies flying free. Oh.
See who's here. As the crowd shifts, you'll get different views. People will move out and form in front of other people. I don't know if anyone else is coming. That might be it for the presentations then.
I figure I can tell a small story about
Oh, there you go.
many interactions with Carol and Lou. I was a tenant in their building for several years, so we got to see each other a lot. In my early days at the SCA, I wasn't much interested in awards. I was here for the learning, the fun, the socializing, and everything else. And I figured awards equated to politics, and I wanted really nothing to do with them. So after a royal court, I had received an award. I got to the back of the court. I took it off my head and stuck it in my pouch. And about 15 minutes later, I felt a storm. I turned around, and there was Morgana walking towards me with a body language and glare that said annoyed and determined. I think most of us have seen this. And she locks eyes with me. She walks up to me and metaphorically grabs me by the shirt. Her hands are by her side, but trust me, I can feel the hand here.
Good thing it was your shirt.
And she proceeded to explain to me over the next 5 minutes on why I should be wearing that stuff and that I was going to bloody put it on or else. And I saluted and said, "Yes, boss." And she smiled and said, "I am glad we had this discussion," turned and walked away.
Oh, Robert, good to see you again. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, absolutely.
Robert Trinity, the chicken-hearted Darian.
I'm
How
not a great
goes?
storyteller, I'm not a bard. Huginn and Morgana have been our dear friends for decades. And the last time I saw her was 2 nights before she collapsed, in this very bar. We all met here to watch a soccer game. And we were sitting somewhere over there, and we got into a philosophical discussion. Those of you who are in the SCA will know that there was a lot of Kipling done in the SCA. We got into a philosophical discussion about a poem that I'd been thinking about for a while because, as some of you know, I recently stepped down as Society Seneschal, and I've been kind of processing that 4.5 years.
Congratulations.
This poem was speaking to me, and Morgana used to perform it, and I won't be anywhere near as good as her, and I'm going to have to read it because while I've memorized it, I can remember what I can remember in my own house. I'm not going to remember here, so I'm going to read it. It's by Kipling. It's called The Palace. When I was a king and a mason, a master, proven and skilled. I cleared me ground for a palace such as a king should build. I decreed and dug down to my levels. Presently, under the sill, I came on the wreck of a palace such as a king had built. There was no worth in the fashion, there was no wit in the plan. Hither and thither and aimless, the ruined footings ran. Masonry, brute and mishandled, but carven on every stone. After me cometh a builder, tell him I too have known. Swift to my use in my trenches, where my well-planned groundworks lay, I tumbled his quoins and his ashlars, where my well-planned groundworks grew. I tumbled his quoins and his ashlars, and cut and reset them anew. Lime I milled out of his marbles, burned it, slacked it, and spread, taking and leaving at pleasure the gifts of the humble dead. Yet I despised not nor glory. Yet as we wrenched them apart, I read in the raised foundations the heart of that builder's heart. As he had written and pleaded, so did I understand the form of the dream he had followed in the face of the thing he had planned. When I was a king and a mason, in the open noon of my pride, they sent me a word from the darkness. They whispered and called me aside. They said, the end is forbidden. They said, thy use is fulfilled. Thy palace shall stand as that other's, the spoil of a king who shall build. I called my men from my trenches, my quarries, my wharves, and my shears. All I had wrought I abandoned to the faith of the faithless years. Only I cut on the timber, only I carved on the stone. After me cometh the builder. Tell him I too have known. Carol used to do that poem much better than I did, but that's the last thing that happened to her.
So, Morgana and I knew each other a long, long time ago, and I haven't seen her in ages. And you said to bring things if we wanted.
Please.
Do you still have a copy of that? About
If
half
I-
of the
if-
songs were
if I-
written by Morgana, the Callantyr songbook. And then I also included Stevie's songbook that had her song. So, I'm a pack rat. I have multiple copies of that, so that's
Okay.
yours. Now you know where it is.
Thank you, because I probably do have a copy.
Somewhere.
I have somewhere between 20 and 30 boxes of SCA stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And after me comes an archivist.
No. The other thing is, there's extra copies because I think this one's a sing-along. So anybody that wants to sing to Rosin the Bow, I only have so many. Some of you know the words. But I lead this at chanting night, and I've led it at several friends' funerals. I sing it slightly different than these words. I read over them on the way here, but I'll come close.
It's called Poetic License. Here it goes.
Yeah. I've traveled the wide world over, and now to another I go. And I know that good quarters are waiting to welcome
old Rosin the Bow. Come on, Ron.
to
Welcome old Rosin the Bow.
to
Welcome old Rosin the Bow.
I know that good quarters are waiting to welcome us on the boat. Dead out on the counter, a voice you will hear from below. Says down on a bottle of whiskey to drink with old Rosin the Bow. To drink with old Rosin the Bow. To drink with old Rosin the Bow. Says down on a hogshead of whiskey to drink with old Rosin the Bow. Get your hot dozen some fellows and stack them all up in a row. Have a drink out of half-gallon bottles to the memory of
rosin the bow, to the memory of rosin the bow, to the memory of rosin the bow.
Let us drink out of
half-gallon bottles, to the memory of rosin the bow.
to get this half-gallon stuff